Alright. Shalom, shalom, Israel. This is the Israelite School U.P.K. Started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. You understand? We are under the leadership of Commander Jenny YAHANNA. You understand? Shalom, shalom, brothers. You understand? What we teach the so-called black, Hispanic, Native Indians are true biblical Jews according to the Bible and archaeology. You understand? Let me know if y'all are able to hear the class loud and clear. I think I was having some issues, but if y'all can just give me a 1 in the chat, that'll be Tawab. And then you know, understand, we'll be able to get everything rocking and rolling. If one of y'all brothers can just make sure that everybody's lined up. Of course. All right, Most High in Christ. If y'all got any questions on topic, you understand, go ahead and type them in. You understand? If not, of course, if y'all got any topics off topic, you understand, if I don't know the answer, you understand, I'll definitely get back with you. And we'll be able to get it rocking and rolling, man. You understand? I'm trying to find this video. Give me 1 second here, if y'all don't mind. 1 moment. 1 moment. I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it. 1 second here. I think I know where it's at. I think I know where it's at. Let me see. Y'all just bear with me for 1 moment. I'm trying to find this video, man, that I want to play in the beginning. And like I said, you understand, today we're going to be talking about the end of this world. Go ahead. Yeah, I got like a little something in there. You can have the rest of it if you want it. Alright, so it's not on there. Let's check this one real quick, just to make sure. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and get it in. I bet y'all find this video as soon as class is over with. That's it. Go ahead. Yeah, man. Y'all brothers go ahead and do what y'all gotta do, man. Brothers, do what y'all gotta do. We're gonna get it in. I'm gonna ask for a couple precepts in a minute. If I can find this. No. We too wild. Don't even worry about it. All right. Most High Christ, man. Forget it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it. It's about 4. Here it is.
Then answered he me. And
read that again.
Then answered he me.
Read that again.
Then answered he me.
You've heard Ezra's response. You've heard him not understand why he would be put in this situation, right?
Let me know if y'all
heard
hear
that
this
correct?
as well too.
Now we're gonna read the angel's response. Then he answered me and said, "What?
This is the condition of the battle.
Read that again.
This is the condition of the battle.
Ladium, I'm saying something to you that's hard to understand. You can sit back and look at your life and say, why was I born to that mother? Why was I born to that father? Why was I born in that neighborhood? Why was I molested? Why didn't I graduate high school? Why did I go to prison those years? Why was I born on that block at that time? You can sit back and go, man, I mean, this is unfair how I was born. That's what Ezra did. Or you could listen to the answer of the angel of God that said, brother, this is the condition of this battle. This is the war. That's why you were born on that block. That's why you were molested. That's why you didn't graduate high school. That's why you went to jail. That's why a situation was set up for you to fail so you could battle failure. This is the condition of the battle. Keep going.
Which man that is born upon the earth shall fight.
Read it from the top. That's verse from the top.
Verse 57. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle. Which man that is born upon the earth shall fight.
You know what General Yohanan taught me about life? What is life about?
War.
Say it again.
Let's talk about that.
Who said that? Who said war? That's what life is about. Life is about war. About nothing else. Everything else is distracting you from war. You were born into this world to be a weapon of war. And that's all life is about. And every bad thing that you ever use as an excuse to be a sinner is the battlefield that you were born on. And this is the condition of men born in this war. This is what you are required to do. To fight your natural condition. To fight your neighborhood. To fight your father, your mother, your heart, your emotions, your sickness, your pain and your sufferings. And you are required to win. I hope everyone understands.
You understand? And that's what we're going to be going into today, man. You understand? Talk about the end of this world, man. Meaning what, man? Just like Jeremiah Hyman said, man. Hey, I'm going to show y'all. If you can turn off those lights in the back if you don't mind. Everything should be too wide. You understand? Life is truly about war, man. You understand? Everything you've used as an excuse to sin, that's true warfare right there, man. You understand? Think about Christianity, man. Christianity has us thinking what, man? That the end of the world is not here yet because of what? All of our lives we've been told what? That the end is here. You understand? That the end is near. That the end is what? That the end is here. That, you know, that we've been hearing this over and over and over again, man. That this is the last days. Oh, man, you understand? The last days was in the 80s. You understand? The last days was in the 70s. Oh, man, now y'all still talking about the last days? Guess what, man? This is truly the last days, man. Why? You understand? Because, of course, we've been hearing of these rumors of wars, but guess what now? We are physically seeing these rumors of wars, man, happen right before our eyes, man. You understand? It's truly right here, man. And we say this all the time, man, that this is the last days, man, because we truly are in the last days, man. You understand? Today we are going to talk about what it really means when, you understand, when it talks about the end of the world, man. You understand? That's what we're going to talk about today. You understand? The end of this era that we are in right now. You understand? Because this era, you understand, everybody gets to the point where they're like pushy and shovey, like, oh man, you know, I've been hearing this for time after time. I've been hearing it over and over again. You understand? I've been hearing this, I've been hearing that. But man, you understand, now we're going to try to dig deep into it. You understand? Hopefully, you understand, I may have to do a part 2 on this class. Got a lot of, you understand, precepts that I do want to get to pertaining to the class, and hopefully, you understand, I don't go over it. You understand? But of course, like I said, if y'all got any questions, comments, you understand, make sure y'all type them in. You understand? On or off topic, and we're going to get right into it, man. You understand? And of course, make sure that the questions are on topic. If not, it's no sweat, man. You understand? And as Israel, you understand, the Most High has given us the authority to be over this earth, and because we wanted to be like these other nations and these other heathens, you understand, the Lord allowed them to rule over us, man. You understand? Not just one particular nation, but guess what? All these other nations, man. You understand? All these nations, you understand? All these heathen nations, you understand? Of course, our oppressor, you understand? The so-called European man, you understand? He's ruling over us, man. But guess what? Who else is ruling over us, man? You understand? Africans, man. Everybody think that they from Africa. You understand? Good night. Everybody want to be Muslim. You understand? Everybody want to be all these what's they call it Rastafari and you know all these just these made up religions. Everybody want to be a part of that, man. But guess what? No one wants to admit that they're a true Hebrew Israelite according to the Bible, man.
Right.
You understand? When it comes to black Hispanic Native Indians, man. You understand? They rule all over us, man. Right. You understand? Guess what, man? We have been under the who? The Egyptians. You understand? The Assyrians. You understand? Good night, man. Babylon, man. Look at the Greeks. You understand? The Romans. You understand? We built the Great Wall. You understand? We built the pyramids in Egypt and Mexico, man. This is something that we all have built. But guess what, man? We still want to fall up under these other nations, man. Right. You understand? We still want to say, oh, man, we have to for what? We have to forgive and forget. Whatever the case may be. Oh well. You understand? Let's go ahead and turn the other cheek. Right. You understand? So we can continue to get on, keep on following these other nations. Because that's something that we have been conditioned to, man. Think about it, man. You understand? We built up the United States. If it weren't for black Hispanic Native Indians, man, America would not be right here right now, man.
Right.
You understand? Good night, man. We built up Germany, Scotland, Belgium. Think about even back to the Dark Ages. You understand? We talk, man. Listen, man. Literally, if you truly think about it, we taught these other nations how to bathe. You understand? We taught these other nations how to brush their teeth, man. You understand? How to build things, man.
Right.
This is something that Israelites have done, man. You understand? And time after time, man, like we need to understand, man, that we are superior, man. You understand? But America has us in the mindset and, condition to think that what, man? That we are a less of a man or a less of a woman. Go ahead, Al.
That was a good point too, sir, because you even have black folk, whether they're in a conscious community or whatever they want to call it, they know they more superior than these other nations. But meanwhile, they still following the other nations.
That's very, very true, man. You understand? Very true, man. You understand? And of course, brother, you understand? Let me know if you got any comments, you understand, or questions. And you understand? We want to make sure that we do, get to those. Somebody give me Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 6, man. Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 6, man. You understand? We taught all of these other nations, man, maintenance, man. You understand that only rulers can teach, man. You understand? We taught all of these other nations what to do, how to talk, man. I mean, think about it. You understand? Everybody want to talk that slang, man. Right. You understand? Everybody want to talk like they from down south or up north. You understand? Everybody want to have that Judite swag. Right. You understand? Everybody want to have that, but guess who they learned it from? Us. Right. You understand? We are the original swag. I don't know the word to say. You understand? We are the original swaggers. You understand? You understand? We created that swag, man. Right. You understand? Everybody want to wear, shades. You understand? Everybody want to have a gold chain. You understand? The grills on the mouth. Everybody want to do that. Why? Because we were the first ones to do it, man. And it's in this Bible. It's in a black man's constitution, man. Right. You understand? But of course, you understand, like, what do they do, man? They try to, revamp it and say, oh man, this is something that we came up with. Right. Come on now. You understand? Everybody know that that's a damn lie, man. Everybody know that's a lie, man. You understand? And think about it, man. You understand? Slaves can't teach you how to rule because they learn from who? Who do slaves learn from? Go ahead, Akai.
You said who the slaves learn from? Mm-hmm. Slaves learn from, our oppressor.
Who?
The oppressor.
Who?
The white man.
Our oppressor, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why we can't, like as far as, we can't teach or educate anyone because, you know what I'm saying, we learn from our superior, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we learn from them. Guess what we're doing right now? We're building up America right now, man. You know what I'm saying? We're building up Germany. You know what I'm saying? We're building up all of these other nations that's not profiting Israel whatsoever, man.
Right.
You understand? But guess what, man? A time is going to come when we are going to be in that great rulership, man.
Right.
And they're going to be working for us to build up our kingdom, according to the Bible, man. You know what I'm saying? This is the end of this society, man.
Right.
Somebody got that scripture? Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 4 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding.
You understand? The Bible we read is for the nation of Israel, man. You know what I'm saying? This is our declaration of, Shalak. You know what I'm saying? Think about the Declaration of Independence, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Our Constitution, our structure, you understand? And our FUBU. You understand? I took it back there, man. Cosme may not know a little bit about that, man. Shayala may know, a little bit about it. You understand? Go ahead.
I'm embarrassed to say it.
Huh?
I got a confession, but
Yeah, go ahead.
I had a pair of fools at elementary school.
So yeah, a pair of FUBUs in elementary school, man. Most high in Christ, man. For you, by us, man. And guess what, man? This Bible is for you, but more importantly, it's by us, man.
Right.
And it's for us. You understand? And that's what we need to have every single day. We should be thinking like, oh man, this Bible is for me. This Bible is only for me. We need to have that regenerated in our mindsets of, hey, this is for me, this is for me, this is for me. Right. Over and over and over again, to the point, man, you just wake up and you know what? Man, this this is my Constitution. Right. You understand? Our oppressor is truly the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. You understand? And that's what it's all about, man. You understand? And now think about it. You understand? Now, everyone is mentioned in this Bible, you know what I'm saying, in this book. But guess what? It's not for everybody, man. Right. Just because everyone is mentioned in this Bible doesn't mean that it's for everybody. You understand? It's a book about us. It's a book about the Israelites, man. You understand? Keep on reading, brother. Let's read from the top.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding.
You understand? Keep this book, man, and do what's in this book, man. You understand? Do your culture, and more importantly, be your culture.
Right.
You understand? Do your culture, but more importantly, man, be your culture, man. You understand? Because like I said earlier, this is our Constitution, man. Right. You understand? Our oppressor and all these other heathens, they have their Constitution. You understand? They know what they're supposed to be doing, but guess what, man? Black Spanking Native Indians, man, good night. Do a survey right now, man. You understand? 9 out of 10 times, a Black Spanking Native Indian, man, they gonna tell you that they American, man, right. Or they don't know anything about being a Hebrew Israelite. You know what I'm saying? Or they don't care about that, or the Bible isn't for us. And clearly, we all understand that that this Bible is truly only for us, man. Right. You understand? Read from the top one more time, should like it.
Deuteronomy 4 and 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding.
Keep going.
In the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
You understand? And who is that talking about? Who's that talking about? Go ahead, Shayala.
Israel.
Talking about Israel, man.
Right.
You understand? Once we open this book and realize who we truly are, guess what we gain? We gain wisdom. And guess what else happens? These other nations understand that we gaining that wisdom, and what? They're gonna hate us for that.
Right.
Are we not experiencing that right now?
Right.
Right here in 2022. You understand? Everybody, man, everyone hates the I.S.U.P.K, man, but guess what? Everything that we say is undebatable, man.
Right.
You understand? We provide undeniable biblical proof on everything we say, man. On everything we say and everything we do is according to these scriptures, man. You understand?
Right.
And this is your wisdom, man. You understand? Nation, of course, which is, you understand, which is everybody else. You understand? When people see us and look at us and ask, you understand? Well, you know, why don't you eat pork? You understand? You understand? Why don't you eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster?
Right.
You understand? Think about it, man. You understand? Because of course, for one, it causes high blood pressure. You understand? High cholesterol. You understand? Gout. You understand? All those horrible things, man. You understand? And you should ask somebody, man. You understand? Like the next time somebody asks you, you say, well, why you don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, or lobster? You understand? Hit them with this. You understand? Like, would you eat a dirty damper, a pamper? Would you eat a dirty pamper? You understand? You know, filled with feces and piss and all those other things that baby do in it, man. Would you eat a dirty pamper? 9 out of 10 times, what they gonna say? They gonna say no. And that's the same way we feel about not eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, man.
Right.
We look at it as disgusting. You know what I'm saying? As in something that is just not right.
Right.
It's not normal. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine you go outside and you see somebody and you see a cow outside and you see a human right up under them and they eating eating everything that comes out of their rear end. Is that normal? see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like you see how you gotta kind of break it down to people. You understand? Like, like imagine, you know what I'm saying? Like you go outside and you see a cat. You understand? Fighting a lion, and the cat is winning. Come on now. That's 9 out of 10 times not gonna happen. You understand?
Right.
Come on now. Like imagine, you know, something like you go outside and you see a dog. You know, trying to have sex with a horse.
Right.
Come on now, like how is that gonna happen? You understand? It just doesn't make sense, man. And it's just so disgusting, man. But of course, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how sometimes you gotta break it down to people. Like, man, like, would you ever eat a dirty pamper? No. Well, that's the same way I feel about eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster.
Right.
It's the same way I feel about sleeping with another man's wife. It's the same way I feel about keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments because I'm going to keep them. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing same thing that I learned about, you know what I'm saying, when Christ is a black man. Right. You know what I'm saying? And all these great things, man. You know what I'm saying? That's something that we have to have, like I said, over and over again, embedded in our mindsets, man, so we can turn away from America, man. Not necessarily saying leaving America, you understand, but just turning away from her ways, man. Because her ways are wicked and defiled and disgusting, and will have you 6 feet deep under, man. Right. You understand? Where we at right now? Verse 6.
We finished verse 6.
All right. Read verse 6. Start where it talks about the wisdom.
For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. You
understand? They should be learning from us, man. You understand? Think about this, man. You understand? We got a Quran over there, don't we? Okay. You understand? Let me get that Quran real quick, man. You understand? Let me get that Quran real quick. It should be over there somewhere. It should be like a little small one. Let me see that real quick, man. Have you heard anybody quote from this book right here, from this Quran? Have you heard Muslims quote from this Quran? Never, right? No one quotes from this Quran. Why, man? Because it's just full of BS, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? Let me just go to somewhere random, man. Let me see here. Let me see here. Let's see what we got here. What is this? 60, the examined one. Man, I've never heard anybody talking about the examined one. You know what I'm saying? I've never heard about somebody say, what is it, 67, the dominion, the Almach. You know what I'm saying? I never heard about anybody talking about, what is it, 97, the night of the power or honor. You know what I'm saying? I never heard about, anybody talking about the Chargers. I know a Dodge Charger. You understand? But ain't nobody ever, like quoted the Quran. But guess what they will quote though? They will quote this Bible though.
Right.
Muslims will definitely quote this Bible.
All the time.
You know what I'm saying? Atheists will definitely always quote this Bible. You understand? They definitely will. Will they not? But they don't want to quote any of their quote unquote beliefs that they believe in or their books. Because you know why? Because they don't even believe in it.
Right.
You understand? They believe in the nonsense, man. But everybody want to quote this, man. Everybody want to try to remix this Bible. Everybody want to try to reword this Bible for their benefits. But man, when it comes to what, man? When it comes to the Quran and all these other books and all these other beliefs, they don't never quote those, man.
Right.
You understand? Let's keep on reading, brother.
Okay. Deuteronomy 4:7. For what nation is there so great, who hath God so nigh unto them, as the Lord your God is in all things that we call upon him for?
You understand? The Most High loves Israel, man. You understand? This Bible is very, very possessive, man, when it talks about us and we and these. You understand? These are truly possessive nouns, man. We need to realize, man, that God only gives a damn about you, man.
Right.
Black Spanking Native Indians, he only gives a damn about you, man. And that's it, man. It's the only people that he cares about, man. And we need to have that, man, in our understanding, man, so we can, of course, wake up the 12 tribes of Israel, man. You understand? That's the end of verse 7.
Go.
Let's go and read verse 8 as well, too.
Verse 8. And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day?
Read verse 8 again, Shalom.
Come. And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law?
You understand? And you understand? Think about it. You understand? These other nations and these heathens, man, they hate us without even serving the Lord, man. You understand? They hate us to a pulp, man. You understand? And think about this. You understand? What spirit? What? You understand? What is within Israel? You understand? That we possess. You know what I'm saying? It's talking about, like as far as what Israel has. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Black Spanking Native Indians, you know what I'm saying? And don't try to overthink it. You know what I'm saying? Think about, you know what I'm saying? Stay within the classroom. You know what I'm saying? Like stay within the class. You know what I'm saying? What does Israel need to make it throughout the day? You understand? Or what do they, you understand? What have we mastered, you understand, to be able to make it throughout the day, man? You understand? Whether it's through your slavery, whether it's through, you understand, your ribs, you understand, your family members, whatever the case may be. What do we have that's already within us to be able to make us overcome a day or a week or a month? Go ahead. Strength. That's a good one. Kaj, you want to take a stab? Remember, stay within the classroom. Go ahead.
Wisdom and understanding.
Well, that's a good one. Go ahead.
Law, statutes, commandments.
We have that. Okay, that's a good one. Stay within the class. Think about what we've been talking about. Anybody online? Hey, I'm gonna give it a couple moments, man. You understand? What does Israel have within them? You understand? And it's like I want to kind of give it away, but I don't want to give it away. You understand? What type of spirit does Israel have within them that would be able to make them that would be able to make them make it throughout the day and the week with whatever they have going on in life? Go ahead.
Warlike spirit.
War. That's what I'm looking for right there, brother. Give that brother a hand, man. You understand? Think about it, man. But is that not true though? You understand? We have that warlike spirit. Why, man? Because we have to. We have to have that warlike spirit. Why? Because everyone is against us.
Right.
Literally, everyone is against Israel, man. And guess what? Even the ones that are not against Israel, guess what? They're still against us.
Right.
Because they want to see us fail, man.
Right.
They want to see us, what, 6 feet deep under. That's what they want to do, man. And that's what they love to see, man. You know what I'm saying? They love to see that, man. You know what I'm saying? They say, of course, what they say, oh, man, you know what I'm saying? This is a white man's book. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about love. Then what happens? Forgiveness. And then what happens? Oh, we got to have a right understanding. Right. And then what happens? Oh, man, this book becomes the LGBTQ plus community now, man. Mm-hmm. Everything becomes so lenient and so passive. You know what I'm saying? Now this is a passive book. Right. You know what I'm saying? Now this book has no value for Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Why? Because they done took masculinity out of it, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? They didn't let, every woman be able to come up here and say, oh, I'm a prophetess. And God told me, shut your mouth. B-I-T-C-H. I'm trying to work on, I'm trying to work on my cuss words, y'all. I'm not going to say it out loud, but I will spell it, okay? You understand? How about you shut your mouth, sis? How about you get in class? How about you do your 90 days? How about you get up under a priest? Right. You know what I'm saying? How about you allow your camp leader to mold you for a priest? Right. You understand? We gotta stop allowing this book to become so passive, man. You understand? We gotta, of course, it is, true and tough love in this Bible, but not like the Christian, but not like that Christian love, man. You know what I'm saying? Not like the Islam love. You understand? Not like the Buddha love. You understand? Not like who did I forget? Africanism, Pan-Africanism love. All of them quote this Bible. Every last one of them quote this Bible, man. But guess what, man? They are still against us, man. Still against us, man. You understand? Let's go ahead and go to the book of Matthew, chapter 24, man. You understand? Matthew chapter 24. Give me one moment here. Let me see what we got going on here. If you don't mind. One moment here. One moment. Check that. Give me 1 second, y'all. Just make sure y'all are good. Alright, Most High in Christ. What I say? Let's start at verse 6. Matthew chapter 24, Matthew 24 and 6.
Matthew 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
Listen, like I said earlier, we've been hearing about this all of our lives. Right. Been hearing about it, man. Been hearing about this all of our lives, man. But keep reading, though.
Come. See that ye be not troubled.
It says, see that what?
See that ye be not troubled.
See that ye not be troubled, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid of what you've heard of, man. Right. You understand? Don't be afraid of it, man. You understand? Because, of course, man, the end is truly near. Right. But guess what we should be doing as Israel, man? We should be preparing for the next feast day. Right. You understand? We should be preparing for the next Sabbath day. You understand? We should be preparing for what, man? For the Passover, man. You understand? Because, of course, man, in these days, you understand, the Most High is going to deliver you from this wicked place called America with 3 Ks. You understand? Right. And that's just something that we should be look forward to, man. You understand? Let's not look forward to, going to the club, you know what I'm saying, and getting strung out on drugs and getting popping mollies and Percocets. And being strung out on all those things, you understand? And guess what else? You can get strung out on America, man. Right. How? That's a question. How can you get strung out on America? You understand? How can you be poisoned by America, man? I want some answers, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some class participation. How can you get strung out on America? You know what I'm saying? Because America is the poison. How can you get strung out on America? Remember, stay within the classroom as well, too. Let's get some examples. For the ones that's tuning in class as well, too. Go ahead.
Holidays.
Holidays, man, that's a good one. You understand? Guys, let me know, you understand? If we got some comments, you understand? How can you get strung out on America, man? You understand? What does America have for you that's going to steer you away from this truth, man?
The Quan Carson said the same thing. Celebrate holidays.
Holidays, okay. So holidays, birthdays, okay. What else? Go ahead.
Envying your oppressor.
Envying our oppressor, that's a good one. You know what I'm saying? Envying our oppressor can mean a lot, though. Give me, a more so an example of how Black Smoking Native Indians envy their oppressor.
Okay.
And we got holidays already. Let's get another example.
Right. I want to be in their, get what they get out of, like, their military. Like, want to be in their military.
That's a good one. And why is that one a good one? Because guess what? We have our own military right here in I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
That's it. That's definitely a good one. Any more online? All right, no sweat. You know what I'm saying? Those were some good examples, man. You know what I'm saying? Those were some great examples, man. You understand? But of course, man, if you are worried about popping those pills and, smoking all the weed in the world, guess what now, man? You know what I'm saying? They are lacing these things with what, man? Fentanyl.
Right.
Almost every drug these days have what? Fentanyl in it. And guess what, man? People are dropping by the numbers, by the hundreds, by the thousands, man. All because they want to be caught up in this lifestyle. All because they want to be caught up in what? In living in fame and living in, fortune and trying to have all the money in the world. But guess what, man? All the money in the world don't mean nothing because guess why? You have no happiness, man. You know what I'm saying? You have no joy that's within your heart, man. Some type of pain is still trying to get you the urge to do what, man? To chase that same high.
Right.
Chase that different high. To the point where you get higher and higher and higher. It's like, good night, man.
Right.
You want all the drugs. You want all the drugs to come your way because you know why? Your tolerance has got up to the point where it's skyrocketing, man. Your tolerance is just so high, man. Guess what, man? I think I said this in like another class. You know what I'm saying? Your tolerance for the Most High should be that high.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Your tolerance should go higher and higher and higher to the point where, man, it's good. Like, man, like how much zeal can this Israelite have? Just keep on going, though. Keep on going to the sky, man.
Right.
Keep that zeal up, man. But how do you do that, man? You have to continue to shed yourself of the world, man.
Right.
Continue to shed yourself of the world, man, and continue to do what, man? Die every single day, man. Something that you have to do, man. You have to die to yourself every single day, because you know why? Because once you go outside these walls, guess what? You're gonna have what? Go ahead. Protection, okay. But what are you going to have to be able to survive out in this place?
Warlike heart.
That warlike heart, man. That's what I'm looking for, man. You're gonna have to have that warlike heart. Why, man? Because everything is gonna come at you. But guess what, man? We have counselors in this group, man. You know what I'm saying? We have brothers that'll be able to give advice. You know what I'm saying? We have brothers that, go through the same situation that you may be going through, man. You understand? Over and over and over again, man. Come on now, we need to realize, man, that this right here is all we have, man. You understand? And on the topic of warlike, man, let's go ahead and go to the book of Romans, not Romans, like Revelation chapter 9 and verse 12, man. Revelation chapter 9 and verse 12. Hopefully I'll be able to. I may not be able to get through all this, man. Should like it. I just be talking away, man. Y'all gotta tell me that, hey, should like it. Let's get to these scriptures, man. Pull the precepts, sir. Revelation chapter 9 and verse 12.
Revelation 9, verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
One woe is past.
A woe, one woe? What?
One woe is past.
Keep going.
And behold, there come two woes more hereafter.
Oh, how many woes?
Two woes.
So how many is that in total? 3 woes. It doesn't say 7 woes, does it? And guess what? Hasn't World War I already passed? Hasn't World War II already passed? And aren't we in? Come on now.
Right.
Aren't we in what? Somebody finish my thought. Are we in the third world war right now? Think about it, man. We are right in the midst of all of this, man. But guess what? The scripture says, just like we read earlier, it says what? Don't be troubled. You know what I'm saying? Because all this has to come to pass. Why, man? Because it's in the Bible, man. This is something that we just have to deal with. This is something that we should feel comfortable with. And this is something that what, man? That we should look forward to, man.
Right.
But at the same time, what should we be doing? We should be building up the kingdom of heaven, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We should be continue to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. You know what I'm saying? We should be continually to be a brother to a brother and a sister to a sister, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We should continue to make sure that, of course, that we're doing everything that's beneficial to the Most High, man, in the most righteous way possible, man. You know what I'm saying? Paying your tithes, man. Doing everything that is beneficial to the Most High and the Most High only. Because guess what? Guess what's out there? Trouble, confusion, lies, all that stuff is outside of these walls, man.
Right.
All of that is, man. You understand? But guess what, man? We have everything, everything that you're going through, guess what? There's a cure for it, man. Everything that you have, there's a cure to it. You know what I'm saying? There's something that's going to be able to benefit it, man.
Right.
So there's something that you're going to be able to benefit out of everything that you're going to. But guess what you got to do? Shalom, shalom, Christ. I'm going through this. I'm going through that. I'm going through that. I'm going through that. I'm going through that. Hey, y'all, no sweat. We got the answers for you.
Right.
It's literally that simple, man. That simple. Or if you assist, Shalom, Pam, Little Yah, Shamar, Thamma, Shmi, Shah. I'm going through this. I'm going through that. I'm going through that. Guess what? We have an answer for you. You understand? We have the answers, man. You understand? We are the true antidote to all causes of black Spangled Native Indians, man.
Right.
Guess what you have to do, man? You have to make that phone call, because you know what? We want it for everybody. You understand? But guess what? We can only do so much. We can only try to point you in the right direction so much, to the point where it's like, man, I think he wants to get it, but it's like, he's just not there yet. Or we think the sister wants to understand, or we think the sister want to do this, or we think the brother want to do that. It's like, man, they just don't get it just yet. But guess what, man? One day you will, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it comes a point, man, where that rubber meets the road. Like, man, I gotta stop. I gotta stop doing what? Like the scripture says, going on your own understanding.
Right.
Going on your own understanding will have your mind in a place where it's just like what's really going on here? Like, what, how can I stop this? You understand? Like, come on now. It's simple. Don't go on your own understanding.
Right.
Go with what the Bible says, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Go to the men that are above you, man. You know what I'm saying? Go to the men that have a little tenure, you know what I'm saying, in the school than you, man. Go to the ones that are a little seasoned than you, man. You understand? And that's what it's going to take, man. You understand? Let's go to Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. You understand? Let's stay on this topic of wars, man. You understand? Any more comments, questions in there?
No, sir. It says Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
Good night, man. The second woe has already passed, but guess what? That third woe is coming quickly, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? John is telling you straight up and down, man, the versions of what's really going on, man. You know what I'm saying? John is seeing how the Roman society is going to end, man.
Right.
And we are still living in the fall of Jerusalem, the fall of Babylon the Great.
Right.
That's what we're living in right now, man. Keep going.
Verse 15.
Drop down to 18. Should like it. No, read 15. Let me see.
Come. Verse 15. And the seventh angel sounded.
No, yeah, let's drop down to 18.
Come. Revelation 11, verse 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the day that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give thy reward unto thy servants, the prophets.
You understand? Any more in verse 18?
Come.
Go ahead.
And to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
You understand? Let's read it one more time, man. Let's go and get into it.
Come. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the day that they should be judged, and that they shouldest give the reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name.
You understand? Listen, we've been at war, man. You understand? We've truly been at war, man. And think about it, man. All the other nations are being destroyed so you can come back to your true heritage, man. So you can come back to your true culture, man. Right. So you can realize that you are a Hebrew Israelite from the 12 tribes of Israel, man. So you can realize that you are God's chosen people.
Right.
You understand? Not knowing your culture makes you an enemy of the Most High, man.
Right.
You understand? Not knowing your culture makes you an enemy of the Most High, man. But guess what, man? The priests and prophets are what? Out on the corners, man. Right. Trying to wake up the Most High chosen people. We're having classes, man. Think about it, man. While all COVID was going on, we were the only ones still teaching classes.
Right.
Even the fake Israelites, like they've grown accustomed to America so much that they were still what? They were on lockdown just like the Christian churches. You understand? But guess what? We were still rocking and rolling, man. You understand? You understand? We had you understand? And we still have the COVID strips in the schools. Right. We have hand sanitizer. We have masks. You understand? We were the only ones that were still rocking and rolling, man.
Right.
You understand? But guess what, man? Like I said, man, God looks at you as a sinner if you do not know your own culture, man. You understand? God looks at you as, as white Jesus coming out of the clouds. You understand? Coming out of the clouds. And think about it, man. You understand? With the angels, with the with the two rods and with the one rod and small wings, small two wings. And guess what? The Bible don't even describe them as that, man.
Right.
You understand? The Bible describes the angels as what? As monstrous, man.
Right.
You understand? As a vicious thing to look at. You understand? Christ as well, man.
Right.
An austere man. You understand? This is how the Bible describes them. But guess what? We've been so brainwashing, within Christianity that it got us to believe in any and everything that's going to benefit them. They're going to brainwash it. They're going to whitewash it. They're going to revamp it. They're going to say Christ is Elam. You understand? They're going to say Christ was an olive color. I don't know how many times I heard that. An olive color? Come on now. Good night, man. Good night, man. That's like bringing someone, a pair of Jordans with a shack on the symbol. You understand? Oh, no, man. And they tell you, sir, man, you know what? Those some 12s right there. But they got Shaq, big old face right literally on the tongue. Trying to dunk. Come on now. We done heard this over and over and over again, have we not, man?
Right.
You understand? We'd heard it over and over again, man. Good night, man. But what are you going to say, man? What are you going to say to that person that keeps on trying to manipulate you and try to do you wrong when it comes to telling you your true heritage, man?
Right.
You understand? What are you going to tell them, man? You know what I'm saying? And that's something to think about, man. It's very simple, man. Hey, get in class. You know what I'm saying? Share the classes. You understand? Do your part, man. Why? Because you know what? Guess what's going to happen, man. You understand? Your life is going to change drastically, man. Your life is going to change drastically, man. You understand? Think about this. Think about this, man. You know what I'm saying? Truly who Christ died for, man. What was over Christ's head when he was crucified? What was over Christ's head when he was crucified?
Crown.
A crown of what?
Thorns.
Crown of thorns, and what was written on it? Let me get somebody in the chat. What was on Christ's head when he was crucified, and what was written on it? I'm gonna give some time, man, for time's sake, man. See if somebody can type it in. I'll give some time, man. A little minute or two. Anybody say anything yet?
No, that was it.
All right. I'm gonna give it one more minute, man. One more minute. Nothing yet?
No, that was it.
Alright, so I'm gonna ask the question one more time. You know what I'm saying? What was over Christ's head when he was crucified? Now, of course, we know that he had a crown of thorns on his head, but guess what was written on it? The King of the Jews. Even our oppressor knew who he was. You understand? Our oppressor knew exactly who he was, man. You understand? But let's just make it clear, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to Matthew chapter 10 and verse 34, man. You understand? Let's go to Matthew chapter 10 and verse 34, man, just so we can get down in nitty gritty, man. You understand, of this, man. You know what I'm saying? Because this world is going to end, man, whether you believe it or not, man. You know what I'm saying? This world that you're living in is going to end. And there's going to be no more Christmas, no more birthdays, no more, no more smoking weed and popping mollies and going to the strip clubs and, doing all of these unrighteous things. All that's going to come to pass, man. That's said the Bible, man, not my words. You understand? I'm just a priest and prophet, man, that believes in these scriptures, man, and believe in this Bible, man. You got that? I'm going to go ahead.
This is Matthew 10, verse 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
Here, kind of, sure. I forgot all about that. Maybe some new ones in there. Some like, read it one more time.
Come. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
You know what I'm saying? And this is coming out of Christ's mouth, man. You know what I'm saying? This is coming out of, Christ's own mouth. You know what I'm saying? The Christ that, when you go in a Christian church, it says, not my Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Jesus, your Jesus is saying this right here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Your Jesus is saying, think not that I come to send what?
Peace on earth.
Keep going.
I am come not to send peace, but a sword.
Mm-hmm. Christ made it clear, man. You know what I'm saying? What peace can you make with the sword, man? What peace can you make with a sword? You understand? Sound like judgment to me, man. You understand? It sounds like a lot of bloodshed is going to happen, man. You understand? A lot of bloodshed is going to happen, man. You understand? And we telling you right now, man. Right now, in the I.S.U.P.K, under the manager in the house since 1969, man, to get out of that church, man. You understand? Because they are teaching you a lie, man. You understand? You should get out of that church, man. You understand? Because that church is going to continue to teach you a lie, and you're going to believe it, man. It's almost like you're being hypnotized in that Christian church. You know how to, you know, and I'm not no, conspiracy theorist or whatever the case may be. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But when you're being hypnotized, guess what, man? You're going to follow what, man? You're going to follow, whether they have like a wand or whether they have, like a two little cubes or whatever the case may be, and it's just following you to the point where it's like, what now? You're doing what? You're listening to what they tell you to do, and you're listening to what they, trying to encourage you to do, and they're doing all these abominable things, and they're lying to you, and they're taking all of your money, and they're not, doing everything that's going to benefit the Most High with your money, and they're, buying all of these, riches and fames, and doing all these mystical things, all because of what? You're hypnotized, man. You understand? You're hypnotized. You understand? Let's go ahead and drop that. Let's go ahead and go to Lamentations chapter 2 and verse 14, man. You understand? Let's keep it on you understand, with these Christian churches and these Christian pastors, man, on why that they are in the wrong, man, for what they're doing, man. You know what I'm saying? And why they should pay for leading the Most High chosen people away, man, and leading them astray, man, over and over again, man. Lamentations chapter 2 and verse 14.
Oh my God. Lamentations 2 and 14. Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee, and they have not discovered thine iniquity, to turn away thy captivity, but have seen for thee false burdens and causes of banishment.
That's it on verse 14? Alright, let's read it again.
Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee, and they have not discovered thine iniquity, to turn away thy captivity, but have seen for thee false burdens and causes of banishment.
You understand? When you talk about the Christian church, hey, shout y'all, if you don't mind, just a phantom, that little fan over there. Yeah, just fan them just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So we get that thing rocking and rolling. Yeah, that's good for that one. Now just go ahead and fan that other one if you don't mind. That should be good for that one. There we go. That's it right there. Yeah, you understand? How so when the ports, think about it. Think about it, you know what I'm saying? Every Christian pastor and, church, they talk about prosperity and how you should give, how you should give, how you should give. Right. Guess what they're not saying, man? You know what I'm saying? These, like we are truly going within a famine, man. Right. You understand? Like, good night, man. It's a porch right now. You understand? That have food that guess what? That no one's can't even pick up.
Right.
You understand? And this has been happening for the past few years now, man.
Right.
You understand? With these doggone what they call them, the not the ports, but what's actually in the actual man, what's the word I'm thinking about, man? When you what's the word, man? It's right on the tip of my tongue, man. Big old not cages. Oh my goodness, man. Let me look this up real quick, man. That word it's on the tip of my tongue, man. What's on ports? Good grief, man. What's on ports? The containers. That's what I'm looking for. Hey, Shai Allah, you see how when you fan it just a little bit, you see how more come out? You know what I'm saying? Like, all you gotta do is just fan it a little bit, then you good. The containers. You know what I'm saying? The ports. You know what I'm saying? We got all of these ports, you know what I'm saying, that have food full of containers, but guess what, man? No one's available to pick them up, man.
Right.
You understand? But of course, your Christian pastor and your Christian church is going to tell you what? Oh man, you know what I'm saying? We still have to preach on prosperity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all still have to give in a lot. You know what I'm saying? Y'all still have to do all of these. You know what I'm saying? Y'all still have to do this and do that. Still have to do it over and over and over again.
Right.
You understand? And they tell you what, man? Good grief, man. Don't dare try to be masculine in that Christian church, man.
Right.
Don't dare try to be masculine in that Christian church, man. Shayala, if you can fan that one just a little bit more, I want to see how smoky this thing can really get, man. Just fan it just a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. That's it right there. All right, Most High in Christ. You understand? Do not allow the man, good night, man. Don't step foot in a Christian church if you're masculine, man. You better not do it, man. You understand? Think about it, man. You understand? What has your pastor even told you that you're in captivity right now, man? Like, truly think about it, man. What pastor have sit down and told you that you're in captivity right now? You understand? That you're captive.
Right.
Not one has, man. Not one has, man. At all, man. They have not told you that, man. Why? Because they don't care about you, man.
Right.
They want to, they want to talk about the prosperity, man. You know what I'm saying? They want to talk about, all of these quote unquote great things that they're doing for the community, for the church. You understand? That's what they want to keep on telling you over and over and over again, man. You understand? Keep on going.
Come. Verse 15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee.
Hold on. Wait. Say that again.
All that pass by clap their hands at thee.
You keep going.
They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem.
Good night. Think about that, man. Truly think about that, man. When our oppressor and these heathens see us strung out on drugs, when they see us doing all these abominable things that's against the Most High, guess what they do, man? On the inside, they doing what? They clapping. They say, oh man, they go another black man going to jail. You know what I'm saying? They go another black man selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? They go another black, female struck out on drugs. Don't have a father in the household. And they clapping, man. You know why? Because they're rejoicing, man. Because deep down inside, guess what? They want us to fail, man. They want us to fail, man. They don't want us to be on top, man. So what do they do again? Clap.
All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? You
understand? And they look at us like, man, we're supposed to, and they know it in the back of their minds. They're like, man, like these people are of the Bible, but look at them. Look at her. Look at that child. Look at that fatherless child. Look at that. Look at that. Oh man, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. They're supposed to be over us. And guess what? They're too busy working. They're too busy being a slave to me. They're too busy bringing me money in. They're too busy doing this. They're too busy doing that. So they can't do what? They can't quote unquote prosper and be over us.
Right.
So they clap. They laugh at us. They frown upon us. Good night, man. Think about it, man. You know what I'm saying? When we go downtown, you know what I'm saying? You go downtown, you go on a date, you know what I'm saying, with your lady. Guess what happens? Look at them. Good night, man. Let's not talk about the Karens and Kevins. Come on now. Is this scripture not talking about them right now? Come on now. They always want us to be that bad person, man. They always want us to do what, man? To just fail, man. They all want us to literally drop dead, man. That's what they want, man. That's what they want, man. Let's read that scripture one more time, man.
Okay. Lamentations 2:15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee.
Mm-hmm.
They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem,
Mhm.
saying, Is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty?
Good night, man.
The joy of the whole earth?
Think about that, man. Who are your true enemies, man? Good night, man. That's something you have to ask yourself every single day, man. And think about it, man. But you know what they want to see? They want to see more of Magic Johnson's sons, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They want to see more of what is it? Zaza Wade or whatever. Oh my goodness, man. They want to see more of Dwayne Wade family. Man. Let's just see them. Let's just wrap it up like that. You understand? That's what they want to see, man. Why? Because they look at that as, man, there's another family we have. There's another family that they're going to look up to. As far as talking about black spanking Native Indians, that's what they're going to look up to, man. You understand? Let me send this to somebody real quick. I'm going to send this to you, Akaz, all right? You understand? Let me see here. You gotta truly think about it, man. You know what I'm saying? They've been trying to stop masculinity for years, man. And now, guess what, man? That church is in the winning department, man. Why? Because they believe in the LGBTQ plus community, man. You know what I'm saying? They believe in all these abominable things, man. You know what I'm saying? They believe, man, to the point where what, man? They just say, hey, man, forget about it, man.
Right.
Truly forget about it, man. Did you get that article?
Go.
Let's go ahead and read. Let's start with the first one. You may gotta scroll down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let them know exactly what you're reading. You won't get into it.
Where it says goals.
Let me see where it's. Let me see. Let me get to it too. See the number one where it says prevent.
Okay.
All right. Let them. Let them. Let them know. Like the title of it as well too.
This is an article from American Social History Project Center for Media and Learning.
Mm-hmm.
The FBI sets goals for COINTELPRO.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, prevent the coalition of militant black nationalist groups.
You say what?
Prevent the coalition of militant black nationalist groups.
Listen, man, the COINTELPRO knows, man, that there is strength in numbers, man.
Right.
They know that there is strength in being militant, man. You understand? Not being afraid is the Holy Spirit, man, in being militant, man.
Right.
Think about it, man. Fake Israelite groups leave the truth and get accepted by who? By fake Israelite groups, man. By the Christian church, by who are oppressor, by these other nations. Why? Because once they dumb down their militancy, and once they're dumbed down their culture and their heritage, guess what? They become accepted, man. You know what I'm saying? I think about the you know what I'm saying, like everybody seen that image of Cedric Bourgier when he has his hands opened up like this.
Right.
You understand? That's what I imagine, you know what I'm saying, when I see and hear about, people leaving the truth, man. People leaving the I.S.U.P.K under Commander Jimmy YAHANNA. So, oh man, they just missed that. They just missed that image. Right. You understand? Like, they missed that image. They don't want to see an austere black man being a ruler over the earth. They want to be, guess what? They want to fit in. They want to be accepted in America, man. But to the hell with America, man.
Right.
You understand? To the hell with America, man. You understand? And of course, they say that we are too militant in I.S.U.P.K, man. But guess what, man? Truly think about this, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened on the day of Pentecost, man. You know what I'm saying? When Peter in the disciples, man. It came to a point, you know what I'm saying, where they were in that building and they were afraid because guess what? They were killing people for following Christ. So it came to a point, man, of course, you know what I'm saying, they got loud, man. They got very, very, very loud to the point, man, that they were able to go outside and continue to do the work, man. They were able to truly go outside, go back outside and do the work, you know what I'm saying? And guess what we do, man? They was able to boot up and lace up and do the work of the Most High, man.
Right.
And not being afraid anymore. You know why? Because we understand that we are God's military, man. You understand? We are God's voice, man. You understand? When it comes to the I.S.U.P.K under Commander General YAHANNA, man. Why? Because we believe in this Bible, man. We believe in this Bible, man. And this is the Most High words, man. Not our words. You understand? We just believe in it, man. Any more on verse on one Shalalia?
Come.
Go ahead.
In unity there is strength.
Mm-hmm.
In truism that is no less valid for all its triteness.
Mm-hmm.
An effective coalition of black nationalist groups might be the first step toward a real Mao.
You good?
Yeah, okay. Black Revolutionary Army in America. The beginning of a true black revolution.
Okay. What about number 2?
Okay. Number 2, prevent the rise of a Messiah.
It say what?
Prevent the rise of a Messiah.
One more time.
Prevent the rise of a Messiah
Go ahead.
who could unify and electrify the militant black nationalist movement.
Mm-hmm.
Malcolm X might have been such a quote-unquote Messiah.
Okay.
He is the martyr of the movement today.
Mm-hmm.
Martin Luther King, Stokely Carmichael,
Mm-hmm.
and Elijah Muhammad all aspire to this position.
I mean, think about it, you know what I'm saying? And this was written in the 60s, man. You know what I'm saying? While all of this was going on, man. You know what I'm saying? But guess what, man? Yeah, you truly have to understand, man, that the Lord, you know what I'm saying, the Most High brought the I.S.U.P.K right in the midst of while all of this was going on, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta truly think about it, man. Truly think about it. Matter of fact, let me get let's hold that right there. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 9, man. Think about that, man. 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 9. Let's hold that right there, and then we're gonna dig deep into these scriptures real quick, man.
1 Corinthians 4 verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
For I think that God has set forth us, the apostles last.
The apostles what?
Last.
The apostles last, man. Think about it, man. The UPK was sent last, man. You know what I'm saying? Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, you know what I'm saying? All of them was, sent forth first. And then guess what happened, man? The I.S.U.P.K came around, man.
Right.
You understand? We came around, man. You know what I'm saying? Why? You know what I'm saying? Because any more on verse 9?
Come.
Go ahead.
As it were appointed to death.
Mm-hmm.
For we are made a spectacle unto the world.
You know what I'm saying? We are made a spectacle unto the Lord, unto the world, because what, man? We follow the law, statutes, and commandments, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But think about that first part of that scripture, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We were sent out last, man. Meaning what, man? That, man, this is biblical prophecy, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You all are a part of that biblical prophecy that's happening right here, right now, man.
Right.
You understand? Over and over and over again, man. You understand? Let's go ahead and go back to that article, if you don't mind, brother. What was we at in verse? And not verse. I keep saying verse, but the number 2.
Come.
Go ahead.
Okay. Elijah Muhammad is less of a threat because of his age.
Mm-hmm.
King could be a very real contender for this position.
Mm-hmm.
Should he abandon his supposed obedience to white liberal doctrine?
To who?
To white liberal doctrine.
Keep going.
nonviolence and embrace black nationalism.
Mm-hmm.
Carmichael has the necessary charisma to be a real threat in this way.
You understand? But of course, we all already know what happened to Martin Luther King, man. You know what I'm saying? So much information is about to come out on Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? They got it sealed right now. But of course, they was able to release, release some of the things that he were doing. You understand? As far as, raping, girls. You know what I'm saying? Having a pastor rape a girl and he laughs. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff has been, in the forefront of everything, man. You understand? But guess what, man? Like I said earlier, the U.P.K was sent last, man. Just like the scripture said right there in what was that? 1 Corinthians 4:9. You understand? Let's go to let's skip number 3 and let's go to 4.
Number 4, prevent militant black nationalist groups and leaders from gaining respectability by discerning them to 3 separate segments of the community.
You understand? I mean, think about it, man. You understand? How many times have you seen videos trying to downgrade Commander Jenny YAHANNA, man? You understand? It's to the point where it's like, man, like I don't even get caught up in it anymore, man. You understand? Of course, you understand when we first come into the truth, it's like, oh man, like what about this? What about that? But guess what, man? You understand? Commander Jenny YAHANNA being a brother that he is, you understand, and and just of course, you understand, like he knows his he knows his leadership role. Right. I'll never forget, man. You understand when Commander Jenny YAHANNA said, like he told the story when Jeremiah had came up to him and said, man, like, did you do all these foul things that they're saying about you? And Commander Jenny YAHANNA said no. And I don't know if y'all brothers remember, you know what I'm saying, when we was at Passover, and Commander Jenny YAHANNA said, if a trooper has a question about if I did something, have the trooper come to me, man. Right. You understand? And he's gonna tell you the same exact thing that he told Jeremiah at that time, man. That no, he did not do it, man. You understand? But this is exactly what this talking about, man. You understand? Like they want to, separate us, man. You understand? They want to say, like, oh man, like, we got to get to the leader and try to, try to come up with these fake stories. You understand? Everything that that's going to try to debunk the I.S.U.P.K, man. Right. You understand? Let's go keep on reading, brother.
Okay. The goal of discrediting black nationalists must be handled tactically.
No, you fine.
The goal of discrediting black nationalists must be handled tactically in 3 ways.
Keep going.
You must discredit those groups and individuals to first the responsible Negro community. Second, they must be discredited to the white community.
They must be what?
Be discredited to the white community.
Keep going.
Both the responsible community and the liberals who have vestiges of sympathy for militant black nationalists simply because the Negroes, these groups.
It's a simply because they are Negroes.
Simply because they are Negroes.
Simply because they are niggas. In other words, simply because they are SKYPEs. Simply because they are Native Indians that can't even live in their own land. Right. This is why they want to destroy us, man. You understand? All because of that, man. Let's go ahead and read that 3rd one, and then we're going to get back to the scriptures, and we're going to get ready to close out.
Third, these groups must be discredited in the eyes of Negro radicals.
In the eyes of who?
The eyes of Negro radicals.
Think about it, man. Do not the conscious community come up against the I.S.U.P.K?
Right.
Do not all of these other, black groups come up against the I.S.U.P.K? Right. Think about it, man. It's like they want to turn our oppressor against us. They want to turn us against us. They want to turn, like the government against us. Guess what, man? You understand? These scriptures are not going to lie, man. Right. This Bible is not going to lie to us, man. You understand? And we are seeing it, and we are reading it in in the scriptures, and
Right.
we are seeing and reading it with the FBI.
Right.
You understand? Go ahead, brother.
Come. Okay, got it. The followers of the movement, that's what it said. It's like, this last area requires entirely different tactics from the first two.
Mm-hmm.
Publicity about violent tendencies
Mm-hmm.
and radical statements merely enhances black nationalism to the last group. It adds respectively in a different way.
Mm-hmm. All right. You understand? And think about this, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? While Russia is going, you know what I'm saying, head to head with Ukraine, you understand? And I want y'all to truly think about this, because this will, you know, like get you an understanding of how we are truly in the last days, man. You understand? And I want you to hold Revelation 6 and 6. Hopefully, yeah, let's go to Revelation 6 and 6, man. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. You know what I'm saying? Ukraine is the breadwinner. And breadwinner when it comes to barley and wheat. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. Ukraine is the breadwinner when it comes to barley and wheat. You know what I'm saying? Thinking about that bread. You know what I'm saying? But guess what the scripture is about to say, man? Once again, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 6 and verse 6, man.
Okay. Revelation 6, verse 6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny.
A what?
A measure of wheat for a penny.
Keep going.
And 3 measures of barley for a penny.
Good night. Think about it, man. What's going over in Ukraine right now, man? You understand? At war, man. But guess where the bread comes from? The wheat and the barley comes from.
Right.
It comes from Ukraine. Y'all can Google that. You understand?
Right.
Type that in your Google. Ask Alexa. You understand? Where does wheat and barley, wheat and barley come from? Mainly,
Right.
comes from Ukraine. And we just read that man? That it's gonna be a point where man? Let's read that scripture one more time, brother.
Oh, God. And I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny.
All right, man. You understand? Y'all gonna realize, man, that these, that the true priests and prophets only dwell in the I.S.U.P.K under community and YAHANNA, man. You understand? Let's go and drop down to verse 13, man.
Revelation 6, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth,
Mm-hmm.
even as a fig tree casts her. Even as a fig tree casts her. Even a fig tree casts her untimely figs
Mm-hmm.
when she is shaken of a mighty wind.
You understand? And think about this, man. You understand? The Lord, the Most High, is destroying the people that we look up to, man. All the rich people, you understand? All these, think about it, man. Think about Megan Good, man. You understand? Everybody looked up to Megan Good as what, man? She was one of the baddest chicks in the world, right?
Right.
To the point where what, man? She married what? A pastor. And she was covered up. She like it. Megan Good is bad, by the way. All right, y'all. You understand? She was, covered up. You understand? She was, she was holier art than thou. And then guess what happened? She had a divorce. Someone guess who's her boyfriend is now? Go ahead.
Esau.
Yes. She's married. Well, of course, in our eyes, you know what I'm saying, they're married, but of course, in America, you know what I'm saying, they just go together. Guess what, man? She's half naked. You know what I'm saying? She's with this white rapper, thug rapper. You know what I'm saying? I got tattoos all over his body with braids. But guess what, man? Black women, they looked up to Megan as what? Oh, man, she's doing this great thing. And, oh, man, she has a pastor as her husband. They get divorced, now what? She's with our oppressor now, man. Guess what happened? Think about it, man. I mean, like, even with the whole, who was it, Will and Jada. Think about it, man. 10, 15 years ago, what? They were what? The power couple. Everybody wanted to be like them.
Right.
Go ahead,
And that's heavy that you say that. How that sister Megan Good left a black man as a pastor and was a European man. In the eyes of the world, it made black men look even more trashy. Like,
I'm trying to tell you.
You can't even get a good black man that knows the Bible or a preacher, and is he gonna really be worth something? Go get you a jail.
That's what I'm telling you, man. But that's what we need to understand and realize what white society is doing to black spanking Native Indians.
Right.
These are the people that, you know, we look up to, that we see on TV, that we see in Hollywood, that we see in you know, see on movies and TVs, you know what I'm saying, see out in Hollywood and sometimes in New York, and they may occasionally come down, somewhere, you know, that's you know, not normal. And we see them like, oh man, you know, like that's such and such. Oh man, look at that, look at that, look at that.
Right.
And guess what happens, man? They get divorced. They go to the other nations. They go to these heathen nations. They do all these abominable things. And guess what, man? Now, that's what every little black girl looks up to. That's what every little black boy looks up to. Oh man, you know, I gotta have in my mindset that a black woman gonna leave me for a white man.
Right.
So now, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go be with what? A European woman.
Right.
Just so I can do what? Just so I won't have to go through that headache. Guess what they doing? They are going against the Bible.
Right.
Without even knowing it, man. All because of white society and white supremacy has all in our mindset that we need to do what, man? That we need to believe and that we need to have our hope in these other nations, man. You know what I'm saying? Look at R. Kelly, man. Everybody was listening to R. Kelly songs back in the day. But good night, man. Didn't he just get that 30 piece? Got that 30 piece, didn't he? 30 piece. We're gonna be in there for a long time. Go ahead.
That's a lucky, sir. With that, he got a 30, but word is he escaped. I don't know how true it is.
Listen, man. Ain't no telling, man. Ain't no telling, man. Think about this as well, too, man. Think about Bill Cosby, man.
Right.
Think about the Cosby Show, man. That was the only what? The only positive black, influential family that was on TV, man. But now, guess what, man? He didn't, you know, he didn't put something in that pudding, man. You know what I'm saying? He put something in that Jello, man. Think about it, man. Like it's to the point where now, even guess what? Even the European, a wealthy man, are doing what, man? Think about Elon Musk, Bill Gates. Think about all these quote unquote rich white men. Guess what they all have in common? So I'll take a wild guess of what all of these, rich, famous European men have in common. They have money in common, but what else do they have in common? Go ahead.
Sexual deviance.
Nah. Let's think about, the topic that we first talked about. We'll talk about Megan Good. Go ahead.
They stay with their own, for the most part.
Somewhat. I'm gonna give somebody else one more time. Think about what all of these other quote unquote white, rich, wealthy, European men have in common. Elon Musk, who's some other ones? Elon Musk, Bill Gates, all of them. Go ahead.
They don't get in trouble. Like they don't get their.
Yeah, they don't. Guess what? They're all divorced.
Oh yeah.
You can have them all the money in the world, but guess what? All these rich, famous people, they're doing what? They're still divorced. So guess what? Now it's to the point where it's like, man, okay, I can't look up onto my own people. Well, let me try to look up to these people. But guess what? They're still divorced. Right. So now now what they're trying to do? They're trying to do what, man? Oh man, shoot, I might as well not even focus on money. Right. You understand? Because guess what? Money don't buy happiness. I don't want no black family now.
Right.
You understand? Bill Cosby. Oh man, I don't want to be, a single and rich and miserable by myself. Come on now. We need to see what's truly going on, man, in the eyes of America right now, man. Yeah, you understand? And the Lord is truly telling you, man, that of course being a millionaire doesn't work, man. You have to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. You understand? The government is falling, man. You understand? The sun is being darkened, man. Like, think about, you understand, when you go outside, of course it's very, very hot outside, but think about that sun being darkened, man. Guess what, man? That knowledge is being darkened from Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians when it comes to America, man. You know what I'm saying? Think about it, man. Like, how many genders is it really supposed to be? You understand? It's supposed to be how many genders? 2 genders. It's over 76 genders, man. In counting. You understand? In counting. Go ahead.
There's over 76 lusts. That's what it is.
Right. You understand? There's over 76, mental disorders.
Right, yeah.
Good grief, I don't even want to talk about it, man. Let's oh man, for time's sake, let's go to, oh my goodness, man. Let's go to the book of John, chapter 12, man. I'm not gonna do it. Okay, yeah, I guess this would be. We gotta try to do a couple more. John chapter 12, verse 31.
This is John chapter 12, verse 1.
12, verse 31.
Chapter 12, verse 31.
Mm-hmm.
Now is the judgment of this world.
Mm-hmm.
Now shall the prince of the world be cast out.
You understand? And who is the prince of the world? Go ahead.
In this verse, it's our principal.
Very, very true, man. You understand? Very, very true, man. You understand? This was, you understand? Think about it. You understand? Like, this was over when Christ died, man. But guess what, man? When Christ died, that was the start of the last days, man.
Right.
That was the start of this world coming to an end, man. You understand? That was the start of what, man? The judgment over the whole world, man. You understand? And of course, like Akai said, you understand, this verse is talking about the prince of the world being Esau. But guess what, man? Who had been ruling over us since Christ died, man? Esau, man. I.S.U.P.K, man. You understand? Have been ruling over us since Christ had died, man. But guess what, man? Of course, you understand, we in these last days, you understand, and we're seeing, the wonders of the Most High in the mysteries of the Most High come unfold right before our eyes, man. You understand? But guess what, man? The Lord is giving you time to make changes, man. You understand? The times are just changing right before our eyes, man. Think about it, man. Everybody know Mickey Mouse, right? Everybody know Mickey Mouse, right?
Okay.
I want y'all to think about this, man. You understand? Like, think about, you understand, you may have like little kids, you understand, whatever the case may be. Think about how, like the Mickey Mouse saying. We used to say, "Hello, boys and girls," right? Back in the day, but guess what he's saying now? "Hello, everybody." You know what I'm saying? It went from boys and girls to everybody. Guess what's that aligning to, man? That LGBTQ plus community, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it's truly aligning to, man. To the point where it's like, man, like, come on now. We have to continue to realize, man, and see that they are trying to damn us, man. That they are trying to destroy us, man. Let's get one more scripture and then we'll close out. Let's go to the book of Revelation chapter 19 and verse 11, man. Oh, I want to get to Leviticus. I want to get another John, but let's make this the last one. Revelation chapter 19 and verse 11.
Okay. Revelation 19, verse 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True.
Mm-hmm.
And in righteousness he doth judge and make war.
That's it of 11.
Come.
Read it one more time.
Okay. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse.
Mm-hmm.
And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True.
This is Revelation 19 and 11.
Come.
All right, keep going.
And in righteousness doth he judge and make war.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 12. His eyes were as a flame of fire,
Mm-hmm.
and on his head were many crowns.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a name written that no man knew,
Keep going.
but he himself. Verse 13. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood.
It said what?
He was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood.
Listen, Christ is going to have his garment dipped in blood, man. Why? Because he's coming back to do some killing with his brothers, man. You understand? For his people, for his nation, man. You understand? Now those churches, you understand? Think about it. You understand? When it comes to those churches, you understand? Those churches, they may, have that communion blood on them. You understand? Like they may, what is it? That grape juice. You understand? With the communion cracker, they may have that a little spilled on them. Like, oh man, I made a mistake. No man, but when Christ comes back, it's gonna have real blood. Man. It's gonna be dipped in blood to the point it was like, man, who's this right here? But it's gonna be, guess what? It's gonna be just so beautiful in our sight. But guess what? In their sight, they're gonna be looking forward to someone to have those communion crackers and someone spill that grape juice on them as well too. That's what they're gonna be looking forward to. But man, for us, we know that our King is coming back to restore order in this place, man, that is truly needed, man. With that, man, I'm gonna pass the class over to the priest and officer, SHALAM.
Shalom, get that powerful police and officer hand. Awesome Docky hold it down for Brotherhood class. I.S.U.P.K security announcement. We are the I.S.U.P.K started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for a brother or sister. When a new brother or sister come into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, a teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means 10th in Hebrew, ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department. Priest fund, free will offering, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upholy convocation. Memorial blowing the trumpet. First day of the 7th month, Sunday the 25th September 2022. Leviticus 23-24. Leviticus 23:24-25. Reminder to Akim and Akwa to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boot, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, shalom.